I've never even heard those neighborhood dogs before. I really hope the camera's picking that up. As I'm sitting here writing down and researching about Nate Dogg, I have dogs in my neighborhood going nuts right now. And I had just read about an article about his two sons and how his two sons were saying that there were certain other rappers that were trying to use Nate Dogg. I really hope the camera's picking up all these dogs. That's the only reason I started the camera right now. Okay, they stopped. Let's pause. This is going to be a spiritual psychic mediumship reading for the late rapper Nate Dogg. The first card that came out was the Ten of Wands in reverse, which is oppression in reverse. You can still hear the dogs barking. He does not want any of his 6 children to feel burden. And he's also coming through wondering why his, I think it's called posthumous album, It's a Wonderful Life, was never released. Because if it was, his children could gain more royalties from that album. But as of 2022, upon my research, that album has not been released and it was quietly shelved. We're going to use the spirit box. We're going to use some cards. And I know you guys are probably wondering, like, okay, Ashley, why the dogs are still going crazy? That's how you know I'm right where I need to be, doing right what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. We're going to use the spirit box at the end to see if we can connect, get any messages. But you're probably wondering, like, why are you doing this reading on Nate Dogg? He passed away in 2011. What prompted this? So I heard the song in my mind. Nobody does it better. They can come closer than close. This is so wild, the dogs. His spirit is here. So I was channeled that song, all right? So I posted that on the community board. Then I go watch a reader. And I wasn't even thinking about Nate Dogg being crossed on the other side, crossed over, passed away, when I posted the channeled song. Because I wasn't for sure he was even crossed over when I posted the channeled song. It was just a channeled song. I didn't think much about it. I was watching another reader, and he all of a sudden started talking about a story about how he helped a girl that was having a stroke. And it put in my mind all of a sudden, like, is Nate Dogg alive or has he passed? So I get on my Google machine and I realize that he has passed. And then I'm like, well, what happened? Nate Dogg, Nathaniel Dwayne Hale, born August 19th, 1969, passed away on March 15th, 2011. In December of 2007, he suffered a stroke. Several months later, he had another stroke. In 2011, he passed of heart failure at the age of 41 as a result of complications of multiple strokes. Then I noticed a license plate earlier. It just caught my eye. It was a veteran license plate and it had the Marines. There was a Marine veteran in the car in front of me. So I come home from a school function of my daughter's this evening, and I sit down and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this Nate Dogg channeled reading. And as upon doing my research about him, come to find out, he was in the Marines from 1987 to 1990. So right before he became active as a rapper and singer in 1990, he spent 3 years in the Marines. They're not coincidences. I truly believe I have been gifted with this ability after I lost my child's father. My psychic abilities increased out the wazoo. He passed away at the end of 2016, suddenly at the age of 39. And ever since then, through that tragedy and through that trauma, I have gained these abilities. And I truly believe that these passed over souls, these people, come to me as their messenger to pass along a message. And for the dogs to have been going nuts throughout this entire reading goes to show you this isn't a joke or for play. I find it very interesting that he had a final album, It's a Wonderful Life, that has never been released and was quietly shelved. Now, why is that? I'm sure his 6 children would appreciate the royalties gained from the release of that album, because with the 10 of Wands also came out the 10 of Pentacles. Great wealth. In his life, he was a man that did accumulate a great deal of wealth. But according to an interview from, I believe, 2012 or 2013, his 2 sons were saying how people were disloyal to him. And he felt that they were trying to use him. Okay? All right. We're going to start. You know what? We're going to start with the true crime cards. Nate Dogg. What messages do you have for your family, friends, and fans? I'm seeing cleanup. And I'm hearing the dogs again, and I feel like he wants either one or a few of his children to clean up their act. They could be around some evil influences at this time. And he's really trying to come through as a protective father figure. Wow. Spouse, partner, surveillance, lies with propaganda. So there was some type of surveillance going on surrounding his spouse or partner. They could have been telling his spouse or partner some lies. We have fire at the bottom. born August 19th. He was a Leo sun. He could be trying to tell his spouse or partner at the time of his passing something was a lie. There was a struggle. Again, fire at the bottom. Female. Sir, he didn't want to fight. He doesn't want to fight. Oh. Life insurance. From what I found out, that he did not have a will when he passed. But his assets were split equally between his 6 children. I think this is coming through as him regretting possibly not having a life insurance policy, or there was a life insurance policy and the payout did not go to the right people. I did not even see this card till just now. Thief. Maybe one of the recording companies had a life insurance policy out on him and they stole that. They took that payout instead of it going to his family, his children. Yep. The thief stole something to be able to continue to afford their affluent lifestyle. Anything else? Nate Dog. Messages from Nate Dog to his family, friends, and fans. Corruption. And it came out with gift. I have chills. Travel. He traveled a lot, but really, he wanted to just stay close. To his kids. He feels that these thieves, these affluent people, corrupted or trying to corrupt his gifts. Lord of Sorrow. I just cut the deck open to the 3 of Swords. I'm hearing release the album. He's talking to a King of Cups. a masculine Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces that could have the power to do so, but is choosing not to. One more shuffle. The Eight of Pentacles. His body of work. The Eight of Pentacles is always what you've been working on. He's saying it could put food on the table. It would put food on the table. Not to say anybody, you know, I don't know the finances of his family. I'm just saying what I'm getting downloaded. I'm just repeating the messages I'm hearing. Top card. The Nine of Swords. Despair and cruelty with the Ace of Swords at the bottom. He's still seeking some type of justice, vengeance against those that put him or somebody around him in despair. And they were cruel when he told them no. Not his family, no. The business partners, his business associates. Ooh, something just flew to the floor and I just got a big chill. Hold on. The Hanged Man. He felt constricted, bound, tied up when it came to what he was trying to produce before his passing, musically. Spirit of the mighty waters. I'm hearing an airplane. Did he not like airplanes? Or he didn't enjoy flying? Especially over open water. But anyways, spirit of the mighty water. Water to me is spirit. A huge part of spirit. Lord of material gain. He wants what he worked hard on to bring his family material gain. Thank you, Nate Dogg. Anything else? The High Priestess, the priestess of the Silver Star. He could have very well had ties to the Masons, Eastern Stars. He could have consulted with a priestess before his passing. She made him aware of a few things. Wow. The Ten of Cups at the bottom. Perfected success. I mean, he was in the music industry for 20 years. He perfected his craft. He perfected his success. The High Priestess, the Ten of Cups. He wants his children to know, with this Ten of Cups energy, that he protects each and every one of them. He is with them constantly, all the time, rooting them on from the spirit realm. He worries about who his children listen to. He wants them to only seek truth with the High Priestess. Or he wants them to know the truth. He wants the truth to come out. Something about how he was being treated by possibly some other artists. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, 18 years and up. I really hope the camera's been picking up all the dogs in the background consistently throughout this whole reading. It is not normally like this, you guys. Consistent. Rest in peace, Nate Dogg. Why must I chase the cat? Hey. Acceptance and equality. That's what he stood for. Acceptance and equality. He wants acceptance and equality for his children. And joy. Rejoice in the present. The present is a gift. Message from Nate Dogg. Messages from Nate Dogg, please. He knew so much more than he spoke with the pomegranate covering the mouth of the skull. He crossed over with many secrets. I'm hearing he is a real one. He was a real one. Also, occult knowledge. He knew a lot more occult knowledge than he spoke of. I was just getting ready to say he was a star, but the Leo is the sun, right? Leo is the brightest star. And you just got the skull of stars. Infinite possibilities. He wants everyone to know watching this reading, including most definitely his children, of the infinite possibilities in this life. You can choose to change any moment, any time, any day for the better. The possibilities are infinite. Exploring wildness. The werewolf with the spider, community and web weaving. He respected his community. He loved his community, is what I'm hearing. But he was tired of watching people around him be wolves in sheep's clothing with this werewolf. He would just watch people around him transform. A lot of fake energy. Again, the wolf in sheep's clothing. The wolves, should I say, in sheep's clothing. Before we get into the spirit box, I'd like to pull 2 or 3 messages for his loved ones. These are my healing grief cards. I just got a message with 2 attachments. 2, something about 2, a duo, or 2 other people of significance. We're actually just going to pull 2 cards. Messages for his loved ones from Nate Dogg. Okay, and that one. Okay. Healing. As you experience the sadness of the loss, find gratitude for the love you shared and the experiences you had. I remember you today with love and gratitude. Healing. And understanding grief says you don't get over grief. You learn to live with it in your heart forever. Bottom of the deck. Grief is a reflection of love. Most would rather love and grieve than to have never experienced their loved one in this lifetime. And love is eternal. Every one of these cards speaks about love and the heart. Even though his passing was shocking, quickly, he still wants the message to be known. It's better to have loved and lost than to never have loved at all. And he's grateful for all the people that loved him and the ones he loved. And love is eternal forever. All right, let's turn on the spirit box. All right, here we go. Thank you, spirit, angels, ancestors, guides of the Most High realms. We're trying to reach Nate Dogg.